What is the heaviest one-arm pull-up ever performed? This was a question I asked myself during my own personal journey to achieve the heaviest weighted one-arm pull-up I could do. And what I would come to find is astonishing. So let's take a look at the top 10 heaviest one-arm pull-ups of all time and the incredible people who performed them. And then we'll go over some honorable mentions. Starting with number 10, Mathew Shoffner. Mathew is from North Carolina in the United States and was well known years ago for his feats of strength in weighted calisthenics by being able to do a 225 pound or 102 kilo weighted pull-up at a body weight of 147.8 pounds 9 years ago. And when it comes to his weighted one-arm pull-ups, he was able to pull 45 pounds or 20.4 kilos for one rep in each arm at a body weight of 145 pounds or 65.8 kilos. But he still remains just as strong to this day, posting the same feat of strength doing a one-armer with 45 added pounds 1 year ago. Maybe just as impressive as his weighted one-arm pull-ups are his body weight one-arm pull-up challenges, which include 100 one-arm pull-ups in 23 minutes and 28 one-arm pull-ups in 1 minute with alternating arms as needed. His best single set of bodyweight one-arm pull-ups without changing his arms mid-set is 12 reps in his left arm and 10 reps in his right arm. These feats of strength were posted many years ago, some 13 years ago, which is really impressive for that time, before calisthenics was as popular as it is today and before all the information and training strategies available on the internet. Mathew states he started training because he wanted to look like and be strong like the characters on Dragon Ball Z, and he was a wrestler in school. Number 9, Levin. Ram is a 26-year-old professional climber from Israel standing at 5 feet, 8 inches tall and weighing 154 pounds or 70 kilos. Ram has competed against many of the world's best climbers, including Artem Shirokov, who is widely considered the greatest rock climber of all time. And Ram has accomplished many accolades in climbing competitions, such as taking 4th place at the IFSC European Continental Championships in bouldering held in Moscow and being a national champion. But maybe one of his best accomplishments in climbing is taking 20th place at the International Federation of Sport Climbing World Cup in Kachau, China, where he competed against several of the world's greatest climbers.
Well, Levin in his first boulder semi-final.
Yeah, impressive.
Of course, climbers are known for their incredible grip strength and pulling power, but Ram has taken this to a completely different level with his 50-pound or 22.7 kilo one-arm chin-up on the ring, and he has done 12 bodyweight one-arm chin-ups on the ring. Even though this is not a one-arm pull-up or done on a bar, I still wanted to highlight his accomplishment on this list since weighted calisthenics is not his main sport, and the dedication and time it takes to do this feat of strength is not required to be a great climber, so this is more of a side quest for him. He has also competed on Israel's Ninja Warrior show. Number 8, Larhoc. Larhoc, which is what he goes by on his Instagram, is a French calisthenics athlete who's been training calisthenics for the past 9 years, since 2016, and a high elevation stunt performer. His YouTube channel states playfully he is affected by stegophilia, which turns out to be a real word, and according to dictionary.com, the definition of this word is a person who enjoys climbing up the outside of buildings. So apparently that has a term. When it comes to his weighted calisthenics lifts, he has done a 165 pound or 75 kilo chin up, a 44.1 pound or 20 kilo one arm pull up, and maxing out at a 55.1 pound or 25 kilo weighted one arm pull up for 1 rep, but almost 2. Though the added weight he uses is non-traditional, so taking this athlete at his word, as well as any other athlete who posts content online at their word, and his body weight is unknown. Number 7, Filip Sauli. Filip is a 21-year-old from the Czech Republic who stands at 6 feet tall and weighed 165.3 pounds or 75 kg at the time of his weighted one-arm pull-up. Filip has been training weighted calisthenics for about 5 years and is well known for his 121.3 pound or 55 kg added bar muscle-up, which is one of the heaviest muscle-ups of all time. And when also considering it is 72.4% of his body weight, it is likely one of the highest body weight percent muscle-ups of all time too. And a wildly impressive pull-up set doing 38 reps with an added 66.1 pounds or 30 kilos. Not to mention he has done a 242.5 pound or 110 kg pull-up. This takes us to his best weighted one-arm pull-up, which is an added 55.1 pounds or 25 kilos, which is 33.3% of his body weight. He has attempted 30 kilos or 66.1 pounds, but deems it a no rep, though it is very close. Number 6, Andrey Aleksandrov. Andrey is a 23-year-old from Russia who stands at 5 feet 8 inches tall and only weighs 132.3 pounds or 60 kilos, which makes him the lightest athlete on this list. Some of his best weighted calisthenics accomplishments include performing 20 consecutive bodyweight one-arm pull-ups in a row using a single arm, a 2-arm weighted pull-up with an added 220.5 pounds or 100 kilos for 1 rep, and also a 1-arm pull-up with 52.9 pounds or 24 kilos for 3 reps. But even more impressive than all of this is his weighted 1-arm pull-up 1 rep max personal best of 66.1 pounds or or 30 kilos, which is 50% of his body weight. And again, another athlete who hasn't even entered his physical prime yet, so you have to wonder how much further he can push his limits if he continues to dedicate himself to the sport. Consider giving him and all the other athletes on this list a follow on their IGs to support them. Number 5, Mathew Zlat. Mathew is a 24-year-old Russian streetlifting competitor who has performed some of the world's best weighted calisthenics lifts, including holding the world record weighted dip outside of competition at 205 kilos or 451.9 pounds, but has also done a 127.5 kilo or 281 pound weighted 2-arm pull-up and 130 kilo or 286.6 pound weighted chin-up. Mathew is 5 feet 11.5 inches tall and weighs 100 kg now, but at the time of his 1-arm pull-up 1 rep max, he weighed 87 kilos or 191.8 pounds, which is shown here, where Mathew pulls 32.5 kilos or 71.6 pounds, which is 37.4% of his body weight. Mathew Zlat is one of the best weighted pull-up and weighted calisthenics athletes of all time, and unfortunately he experienced a full distal bicep tear about 3 years ago that halted his progress, but has made a full recovery and has even attained a new personal record in pull-ups since then, pulling 95 kilos or 209.4 pounds for 6 reps since then. And at just 24 years old, he has so much more potential, and I'm looking forward to what he does next. Number 4, Andrey Smaev. Andrey is a 26-year-old Hulk and athletic specimen from Russia, standing at 6 feet 1 inches tall and most recently weighing 329.6 pounds or 149.5 kilos, but weighed 236 pounds or 107 kilos at the time of his weighted 1-arm pull-up 1 rep max. Some of Andrey's best weighted pull-ups have been 135 kilos or 297.6 pounds for 5 reps, 160 kilos or 352.7 pounds for 2 reps, and 377 pounds or 171 kilos for a 1 rep max. But as you can see, he doesn't quite get his chin over the bar with every rep. But regardless, his 2-arm weighted pull-up strength is far and away the best of anyone on earth at this current moment. When it comes to his weighted 1-arm pull-ups, he's done 60.6 pounds or 27.5 kilos for 1 rep, 66.1 pounds or 30 kilos for 1 rep, and lastly, this takes us to his best weighted 1-arm pull-up 1 rep max of 72.8 pounds or 33 kilos, making this 30.8% of his body weight. For being such an incredible athlete, not much is known about his life, but a few years ago he said he did not want to compete in any strength sport, even though he has all the potential to be a champion in streetlifting, powerlifting, or arm wrestling. Number 3, Roee Papo. Roee is a ninja warrior and calisthenics athlete from Israel who weighs 149.9 pounds or 68 kilos. Roee has performed some incredible lifts, including a 2-arm weighted pull-up with an added 253.5 pounds or 115 kilos, which is an astounding 169.1% of his body weight, which may very likely be the heaviest weighted pull-up relative to body weight of all time. When it comes to 1-arm pull-ups, he has done a set of 22 reps at body weight in 1 arm in 56 seconds. And a set of 14 reps at bodyweight without changing arms. Roee made it to the finals on Israel's Ninja Warrior show in 2022 and owns and operates a Ninja Warrior gym himself. He is also an athlete who performs his weighted 1-arm chin-ups on a gymnastic ring, which is not the same as doing a 1-arm pull-up on a bar, but his accomplishment still definitely deserves to be on this list. Now, onto his weighted 1-arm chin-up 1 rep max, which is 77.2 pounds or 35 kilos added, which is 51.5% of his body weight. Number 2, Daweii Sama. Daweii is a 28-year-old French athlete weighing 154.3 pounds or 70 kilos, who is known by his over 186,000 followers on his Instagram for his streetlifting and calisthenics accomplishments. Daweii has been training since he was 15, so for 13 years, and during his athletic career, he became a multi-time champion and vice champion of France from 2013 to 2018 in freestyle calisthenics, sets and reps, and static competitions. Daweii has done several world-class feats of strength, including doing a set of 24 bodyweight 1-arm pull-ups with his right arm, a weighted 1-arm muscle-up with an added 5 kilos or 11 pounds, a 1-arm pull-up with 37.5 kilos or 82.7 pounds, a 240 kilo or 529 pound deadlift, a 102.5 kilo or 226 pound weighted 2-arm chin-up, and a 45 kilo or 99.2 pound muscle-up. Now, his weighted 1-arm pull-up 1 rep max, which is 40 kilos or 88.2 pounds, making this lift 57.1% of his body weight and a world record. Number 1, Anton Albert. Anton, who goes by Albertoni_23 on his Instagram, is an essentially unknown, as evidenced by his only 6,648 followers on his Instagram, Russian weighted calisthenics athlete with world-class strength who weighs 165.3 pounds or 75 kilos. Anton has performed some of the world's best calisthenics lifts, including the best strict one-arm muscle-up I've ever seen, a 52.9 pound or 24 kilo weighted one-arm pull-up for 5 reps, a 109.5 pound or 49.7 kilo muscle up, and also a 222.7 pound or 101 kilo pull up. And you can just see the kind of equipment he is working with, which goes to show that you can make the best out of any situation. This takes us to his weighted one arm pull up 1 rep max, which is 88.2 pounds or 40 kilos, making this lift 53.3% of his body weight. And you can just see all the praise he has received in the comments from the other top weighted calisthenics athletes in the world. Anton Albert ties Daweii Sama's weighted one-arm pull-up in terms of weight, but when it comes to form, Anton does not swing to generate momentum at the beginning of the lift like Daweii. Gets his chin higher over the bar, and in my personal experience with weighted one-arm pull-ups, holding the weight in your opposite arm makes the lift more difficult than suspending the weight from a belt when you don't swing the weight in your arm, which Anton does not do. Regardless, both Anton and Daweii are incredibly special athletes who deserve much recognition for their world record lifts, and I hope this video has been able to shine light on their accomplishments to a new audience. And that concludes the list of the top 10 heaviest one-arm pull-ups of all time. Or does it? Let's take a look at this next athlete. Liu Sanle, who is a 29-year-old Chinese SWAT police officer weighing 70 kilos or 154.3 pounds and has been training calisthenics for 13 years. Liu holds several Guinness World Records, including one for the heaviest weighted pull-up at 109.2 kilos or 240.7 pounds, and again, the Guinness World Record for weighted dip at 191.94 kilos or 423.15 pounds. But these are not the actual world records. There is little information on him due to him living in China and up until very recently only having an online presence on Chinese social media. On his Instagram, he has posted a 110 kilo or 242.5 pound pull-up for 2 reps and a 140 kilo or 308.6 pound pull-up for 1 rep, which would make this the first ever 2 times body weight pull-up or 200% body weight pull-up of all time. But it doesn't look like he gets his chin to the bar. However, there's also a video of him doing an alleged 145 kilo or 319.7 pound pull-up with no sign of struggle, making this the first ever not only 2 times body weight pull-up but greater than 2 times body weight pull-up at 2.07 times body weight or 207%. Also a 55 kilo muscle up, which would be a tie for second heaviest bar muscle up of all time. So now this takes us to his weighted one arm chin up personal record. In this video where he weighs the weights at 50 kilos and himself at 70 kilos, which would make this 71.4% of his body weight, and then the camera cuts to his one arm chin up. It doesn't look like his arm is fully extended at the start of the lift, and it doesn't look like he gets his chin over the bar, but he does get his chin to the bar. And again, with this athlete, this is not a one arm pull up, but a one arm chin up. But still, if this is real, this would be 10 kilos or 22 pounds heavier than the current world record one arm pull up and significantly heavier than the world's heaviest weighted one arm chin up. And I've never seen any other video of him doing a one arm pull up, a one arm chin up, or even a weighted 2 arm chin up for that matter, in part due to his limited online presence. Doubts around his lifts are common due to the combination of lack of information on his past lifts and growth, most of his current lifts being near world records or significantly above world records, no competition experience, and overall limited information on him. Because of this, some people think his lifts are faked by using fake weights. Only time will tell, and until then, the weighted calisthenics world has a watchful eye on this athlete. Now let's take a look at some honorable mentions. World-class one-arm pull-up strength starts at 20 kilos or 44.1 pounds, and anything beyond this was included in the top 10 list. So now we'll go over honorable mentions who have accomplished this 20 kilo feat of strength and also some other extremely impressive related one-arm pull-up lifts. First though, starting with Vitaliy Feschuk. Vitaliy, who is a 28-year-old renowned Ukrainian weighted calisthenics athlete who is 6 feet tall and currently weighs 102 kilos. While as of recently he has done a set of 10 bodyweight one-arm pull-ups, which is the most I've ever seen for somebody at his weight. Almost 7 years ago now, he did a one-arm pull-up with a tire weighing 24 kilos or 52.9 pounds. While the validity of this lift cannot be verified, which is true for most lifts in this video and why it's in the honorable mentions, I tend to believe this claim due to the long history Vitaliy has in calisthenics. Vitaliy is known for his incredible strength in many lifts, but his 130 kilo or 286.6 pound weighted pull-up, which is second heaviest in the world, and his 56.5 kilo or 124.5 pound world record bar muscle up take the top spots. Next up, Tyler Kube. Tyler, who goes by TK_calisthenics on his Instagram, weighs 160 pounds or 72.6 kilos, and he specializes in one finger, one arm chin-ups, and his notable lifts include doing 6 bodyweight one arm chin-ups with just his pinky finger, also a weighted one arm pinky finger chin-up with an added 25 pounds or 11.3 kilos, which he believes is a world record, a 180 or 82 kilo chin-up with 2 arms, an explosive one arm pull-up where he throws himself up, grabbing a new bar, and then doing another one arm pull-up. And lastly, arguably one of the most impressive lifts on this entire video, Tyler does a 45 pound or 20.4 kilo one arm middle finger chin-up, which is very likely a world record. And he places his weights on a scale to prove his lift, which is especially important when claiming a world record. Next, Bar Asulin. Bar is a 20-year-old from Israel weighing 65 kilos or 143.3 pounds. Bar has done a set of 14 bodyweight one-arm pull-ups, a 105 kilo or 231.5 pound pull-up, which he claims is a world record for the under 66 kilo weight class category in street lifting competition, a 110 kilo or 242.5 pound weighted chin-up, and a one-arm muscle-up, just to name a few of his accomplishments. At such a young age, I assume more big things will come from this athlete. His best weighted one-arm pull-up is 20 kilos or 44.1 pounds for 2 reps. Next is Michal Urbanik. Michal is a Polish calisthenics athlete weighing 90 kilos as of recently and who has one of the most impressive list of calisthenics lifts in the world, including 13 bodyweight one-arm pull-ups, a 259 pound or 117.5 kilo weighted chin-up, a 97 pound or 44 kilo weighted muscle-up, and a 385.8 pound or 175 kilo weighted dip. His best weighted one-arm pull-up is 44.1 pounds or 20 kilos, and with the speed he pulls up to the bar, it looks like he could have pulled even more. Next, Artem Shirokov, who is a 25-year-old Russian standing at 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighing 176.4 pounds or 80 kilos at the time of his one-arm pull-up. Artem has done a number of impressive feats of strength, including a 2-arm pull-up with 242.5 pounds or 110 kilos added, and most importantly, being the man to hold the world record for heaviest weighted muscle-up on the rings at 154.3 pounds or 70 kilos on July 13th, 2021. Now, this takes us to his weighted one-arm pull-up 1-rep max, which is 20 kilos or 44.1 pounds, posted on October 4th, 2020. Next, Mohamed Salek. Mohamed is a 28-year-old Italian calisthenics athlete living in Modena, Italy, standing at 183 centimeters or 6 feet tall and currently weighs 77 kilos, but weighed 70 kilos at the time of his one-arm pull-up 1-rep max. Mohamed has done 13 bodyweight one-arm pull-ups, a one-arm pull-up with 10 kilos or 22 pounds for 3 reps, a one-arm pull-up with 15 kilos or 33 pounds for 2 reps, and a 2-arm pull-up with 70 kilos or 154.3 pounds. And lastly, he did a weighted one-arm pull-up with 20 kilos or 44.1 pounds 6.5 years ago on October 13th, 2018, when he was approximately 21 years old. Next, Nikita Alekseevich. Nikita is a Russian calisthenics athlete weighing 67 kilos or 147.7 pounds. Nikita has done a 16 kilo or 35.3 pound one-arm pull-up for 2 reps, an 18.5 kilo or 40.8 pound one-arm pull-up for 1 rep, a one-arm pull-up with a bike of unknown weight, and lastly, a 20 kilo or 44.1 pound weighted one-arm pull-up at approximately 20 years old. Next, Woody Laui. Woody is a Chinese multi-sport athlete in calisthenics, climbing, and golf, as well as an author, who has done a 187.4 pound or 85 kilo 2-arm pull-up and a weighted 1-arm pull-up with 44.1 pounds or 20 kilos. Next, Ievgen Shcherbyna. Ievgen is a 33-year-old Ukrainian calisthenics athlete who has been training for 21 years and has a long history of competing in the sport of calisthenics. And he claims he was the world record holder in 2016 for one-arm pull-ups and the weighted pull-up world champion in 2015. And also he was on Ukraine's Got Talent in 2012. He has done a weighted 2-arm pull-up with 105 kilos or 231.5 pounds and a 1-arm pull-up with 44.1 pounds or 20 kilos. Ievgen is 6 feet 5.5 inches tall tall, making him the tallest athlete on this list and one of the tallest calisthenics athletes I have ever seen. It's been said he weighs 170 pounds or 77.1 kilos. Next, Onur Sezer. Onur is a 34-year-old Austrian ninja warrior and calisthenics athlete who goes by the moniker Muscle Up King, who also trains in MMA and climbing and is an entrepreneur and coach. Here he does a 44.1 pound or 20 kilo weighted one-arm pull-up. Next, Grzegorz Kowalik. Grzegorz is a Polish arm wrestler and calisthenics athlete weighing 71 kilos or 156.5 pounds, who has taken third place at the International Federation of Arm Wrestling World Cup in the 63 kilo weight class in 2023. He has done a 100 kilo or 220.5 pound chin-up and a one-arm pull-up with 20 kilos or 44.1 pounds. Arm wrestlers are known for their grip and wrist strength, and having a background in calisthenics must have provided a great base for his pulling power on the table. Next, Sladjan Djulabic, who is a 36-year-old German but currently living in Switzerland, ninja warrior athlete and rock climber standing at 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing 75 kilos or 165 pounds, and he has done a set of 7 one-arm chin-ups and a weighted one-arm chin-up 1 rep max of 44.1 pounds or 20 kilos. The number of people who can do a one-arm pull-up in the 15 to under 20 kilo range increases significantly. However, there is one very special athlete I'd like to highlight who pulled in this range: Dmitriy Malakhov. Dmitriy, who goes by Dima, is a professional circus artist and calisthenics athlete with over 15 years of training and competition experience. He is a multi-time Ukrainian champion in freestyle calisthenics, one-arm pull-ups, and street lifting. In the one-arm pull-up subcategory of calisthenics, Dima is known for his world record-breaking high-rep sets at bodyweight and with added weight. Dima has done 18 bodyweight one-arm pull-ups posted back on October 4th, 2020, a set of 10 one-arm pull-ups with an added 10 kilos or 22 pounds, and 8 but nearly 9 one-arm pull-ups with 16 kilos or 35.3 pounds. And he has done this incredible set on 2 occasions. Unfortunately, Dima has never posted a one-arm pull-up 1 rep max, but I'd wager it has to be between 25 to 30 kilos or 55 to 66 pounds in his prime. Dima weighs 58.8 kilos or 130 pounds. Here are the results of the heaviest weighted one-arm pull-ups ever performed, ranked 1 through 10 as we discussed, and the honorable mentions. But when you look at pound for pound strength, meaning who pulled the most weight relative to their own body weight, this changes the order of the list up, but the top 3 spots have the same people. But this time, there's no tie, as Daweii Sama takes first place by pulling 57.1% of his body weight. Then Anton Albert takes second by pulling 53.3% of his body weight, and third goes to Roee Papo, who pulled 51.5% of his body weight. When looking at total weight pulled, meaning the combination of body weight and added weight, this mixes up the top 10 list again, this time putting Andrey Smaev in first place with 308.7 pounds or 140 kilos. Second place goes to Mathew Zlat with 263.4 pounds or 119.5 kilos. And third place goes to Anton Albert with 253.5 pounds or 115 kilos. The one-arm pull-up is, in my opinion, the most beautiful display of strength, and I commend all the athletes out there practicing this movement, and especially to those pushing the limits to the bleeding edge of what's humanly possible. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like the video if you thought it was interesting or entertaining. Comment your thoughts down below. Consider subscribing to support the channel, and until next time, go do some pull-ups.